I actually just finished reading this book, and it wasn't on my list. Actually, it was my son's book. Somebody gave it to him as a gift because he loves In and Out. He wears In and Out clothes and socks. We're here in Southern California, and it's a place he loves. And somebody gave him this book, and he wasn't going to read it. And it was winter break. I had some days off, and so I just took the book, and I was like, "Hey, I want to go through this." And it was really fun. It was a really great read. I actually thought it would be kind of boring because the In and Out story is them not really changing and just persevering through all this change. But they really told the Southern California story of, McDonald's and even their connection to, the Carl's Jr. family and the KFC story. Like they wove this story about the shift to cars and how the innovation of the drive-through and the speaker, and I in connection even to Calvary Chapel, how the Snyders, the founding couple, are really involved with Chuck Smith, and it was a really interesting read, especially with family drama. But one of the things that really stood out to me is this idea that they did not change much. As an organization, in the sense of the menu, they kind of just stayed to high quality, not really over expanding. They had this one stat, I think mid 70s, where they had like 120 stores. Where at that time, Ray Kroc, the main guy who pushed McDonald's out, had over 4,000 stores, and it really showed how they just slowly grew and maintained like high quality. But one of the things is, if you look at their menu, that their menu really didn't change. At one point in the 90s, they shifted away from Pepsi to Coca-Cola, mainly because Pepsi bought a drive-through kind of competitor called Hot and Ready, and so they saw that as very competitive, and so it was a really hard decision. But they went to Coca-Cola products, add Dr. Pepper. They added an extra large drink size, but one of the biggest shifts they made, which I thought was funny considering because they didn't make a lot of shifts, was they went away from gas to electric. And the reason why they embraced this new technology was because, very practically, it was more consistent grilling, it was safer, it was cleaner. And so they made this shift. And it really reminded me is that in an area of technology and new things, you don't have to make changes just because everybody else is doing. You do it because it adds to your objective. And so they didn't make changes to powdered drinks, to microwaves and all this, and freezing the foods, but they did make a change to electric when it was practical. And so embrace change when it's practically helps you in what you're trying to do. So if you're interested in learning more, check out this book.